it was a hard-fought game. I thought both teams fought and battled. I thought we did some good things in the game, but we had to get to a point where we minimize mistakes. We capitalize when we have opportunities, and we have to be mentally tougher for 40 minutes, especially against that team. That program is established, that's their culture. Tony has done an amazing job with this group. They've gotten better and better as the season's going on. And I thought coming into this game, I thought they were playing really, really well at a very high level. Again, I thought we did some really good things in this game, and to be in a position to have a chance to win with under a minute left was a position that we'd like to be in. But we have to be able to capitalize. So we'll learn from it, we'll get better, and we'll look forward to the next one.
You had that 6-minute stretch early in the second half. Was there anything that stood out to you that was particularly that was causing the struggles in that stretch?
No, we seem to have that every game, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating for all of us, but don't have an answer for it.
Jeff, before things picked up in the final few minutes, offensively, do you feel like the struggles came more from what they were doing defensively, or are you guys just not capitalizing on open shots and good looks?
They are the best defensive team in the country, and so year in and year out, they're pretty consistent there. So I think a lot of it had to do with them. They are a hard team to score against. That's why teams don't shoot a good percentage, and that's why teams don't average a lot of points against them. And so I do think a lot of it was them. Some of it was us. We were trying to avoid contact instead of trying to go through contact. When we have opportunities, we had a couple of careless turnovers that we can avoid. But overall, I thought we did some good things offensively. They're just elite on that side of the ball.
What changed for you guys late in the game?
We were able to force turnovers. That's one of the things coming into the game that we wanted to do. We felt like that if we could pressure the basketball and force turnovers, that would allow us to get out in transition and get some easy baskets to play against their defense that wasn't set. And I thought when we did that, and towards the end we were able to force some turnovers, to get some defensive rebounds, we were able to get in transition, soften their defense up maybe a little bit, and then we had a little bit of movement, and we made some shots. Made shots.
Given what you guys do as a team, with a couple good and fast and athletic dribble penetrators and X and Trey, and with some of your struggles from outside this year, how much more difficult is a matchup playing a defense like that really tries to limit those close looks to the basket?
I don't think it matters what kind of offense you have. I think anyone that's played against Virginia, with the exception earlier in the year, Purdue, has struggled to score against them. I just think that's the way their defense is built, whether you're a transition team, whether you're a shooting team like Notre Dame, no matter what, they were able to kind of strangle you. Certainly for us, the strength of our team is penetration, is trying to get paint touches. We've been incredibly inconsistent shooting the basketball, so it's frustrating just about every game.
We had talked some about these road games, about the split between the first and the second half. This was obviously one where it was in the final 4 minutes when things really picked up. Is there something about this team or with this team where it seems like they don't really get fully ignited until their backs are really up against the wall, and they kind of have to. They don't really have much of
I don't agree with that statement. I don't think fully ignited. We may start making shots late, but I think we're ready to play most of the time. And that's what I think of fully ignited, like you're ready to play, you're juiced up. I think we have that. I just think when you go through lulls, 6 minutes today, 5 minutes in another game, whatever, and you don't score, when you're not experienced and you're not mature, that affects everything. It affects body language, it affects defense, it affects rebounding. Because you put so much on yourself to score, and we're struggling. Today we got down and we started pressing, and we were able to force a couple of turnovers and get some easy baskets. You saw the ball go through the basket. We hit a three, finally. McGowan's hit a three. And so those things I thought gave us a little bit more juice, and I thought it put them on their heels.
Jeff, just watching the last couple of seconds there, was the free throw was being taken place. I saw you go up to the ref, so you're going to call a timeout right away. During the timeout, were you checking to make sure the inbounds was coming under the basket? Is that what you
Yeah, didn't know if it was on the side or under the basket.
on the side? Is there a point on the clock where you're comfortable having your guy come across half court and then call a timeout?
It wasn't enough time right there. It was 4.3 seconds. So if we got a rebound and got it across half, it probably would have been about 1 second left, maybe 2 seconds left. And so in that situation right there, we wanted to call a timeout to get something set up, to get Murphy in the game, to space, hopefully to get a little bit more space. You know, with 4 seconds left, I know you only have 4 dribbles, and you have to go full court. And so it's really not going to be a pass unless they just come up. You know, the play was for Xavier to get the ball and just go play. And hopefully Murphy could space, he could get to a spot and get to a shot. And unfortunately, we didn't execute. We didn't do that.
Is there a time on the clock where you think to yourself, if it's 6, if it's 7, I want to let them get to the front court? Is there sort of a
If it's like 10 seconds, 8 seconds left, then yeah, you can do that. But with 4.3 seconds, it wasn't enough for that.
Was the officials checking to make sure that the shot was late? Was that what the,
Pardon me?
At the end, where the officials were
I
checking?
have no idea what they were. I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, I knew it wasn't good. So
Okay.
Jeff Ryan was 0 of 6 today, held scoreless. What do you feel is that the root of some of his struggles as of late?
I think he missed a lot of time. And we're missing a lot of time with the way our schedule's been. We hadn't had a lot of practice time, so I think it's rust.
You had talked about seeing the ball go through the basket. I mean, you know, obviously he was out for 3 games, but you know, it's been about a month now since he's made a shot in a game. Does it seem like there's any frustration building with him?
Yes.
Just one more thing here, Jeff. You obviously weren't. You know, this obviously predated your time here. The violations did, but with the NCAA's ruling earlier in the week, what kind of effect does that have on the program? Is it's kind of more from a day-to-day basis?
None.
It's kind of heavy.
Absolutely none. No impact at all.
Is it wise in the NCAA's part to limit coaches in the way they do? Or
I don't think about what the NCAA. I don't get into what's wise or what they do. That's their thing. I coach my team and worry about my program. So I can't answer that.
Thank you, guys.